Hello, so today we'll be talking about AWS, Amazon Web Services. I am Sundus Hussain and I'll be your instructor for today. So before starting, I just want to convey that this is a beginners friendly course. You don't need to have a lot of IT knowledge, but basic IT knowledge will be beneficial. So let me discuss about server first. What exactly a server is. To know about AWS, we should know that what server is and what is the traditional way of deploying a website. So you can see here, a server is something when client wants to see that how his or her website is looking. So he need to send a request to the server through some internet or like network. So from internet or through network, they're going to send the request and likewise they're going to get the response. So client will be sending a request through an IP address and likewise server will also be reverting through the IP address. So this is how the client can connect with the server to see that how the application is looking. Or a server is a hardware device or software that processes requests sent over a network and replies to them. Now these are the components of a server: a CPU, RAM for the memory, data storage, database, store data in a structured way. Network includes routers, switch, DNS servers. Now, how to build an infrastructure in a traditional way? Like back in the days, how application and how the server and how everything works. So supposedly somebody wants to start from the home itself, so they'll bring the server and keep that at home. And then if the number of server increases, then obviously the area of the particular property or anything increases, so they can shift to office also. And when number of clusters get increases, because there is no other way out, they have to increase the number of servers present which is used according to the demand. So according to the demand, if the servers are getting increased, then they used to hire a data center in which they have a cluster of n number of servers. Like you can say Google was started in garage itself, and there is no way, like there is no other method of deploying or working on the web applications. So this was the only way and it used to work that time, but now this all is replaced by new technologies, especially by AWS. So if in case you need more servers, if the demand increase, when the demand used to increases, so they need more servers. So for more servers, the demerit, so you can say obviously they need to maintain them. So there are the issues of rent, like electricity is also involved, predictable cost. We know that we have to pay for the rent also, for the electricity also. There are some legacy systems also, low latency also. We need technical expertise in which we need, they used to hire a team who were like aware of all the technical things. Then there is hardware life cycles also, and obviously there are scalability challenges, because as the number of servers are increasing, the size of that particular data center should be increased. So that was working, but these were the few challenges which they used to face. Now, why we need AWS Cloud? What exactly is AWS Cloud? When AWS Cloud came, so it eradicated the issue of scalability. It is cost flexible, it is cost effective, it is globally reachable, globally reached, like within seconds we can reach global. It has managed services, it has got more than 200 services. It does not have the issue of security and compliance. Supposedly, if there is an application of bank or some other some other sector. So in that there is no issue of security. It is disaster recovery. It is developer friendly. Developers are able to understand and use it easily, and it is a global network. So what exactly is the cloud computing? It is on-demand availability of computer system resources, especially data storage and computing power, without direct active management by the user. Large clouds often have functions distributed over multiple locations, each of which is a data center. They don't need a lot of intervention of the user. It automatically operates by itself. It is on demand delivery. You have to pay the price as you use it. Scaling is a factor, available instantly within seconds, and interface is very easy. These are few examples like Gmail, Dropbox, and Netflix. They use AWS cloud. Now, what are the different type of cloud? There are private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud. Private cloud is managed by a single organization, complete control. It has security for sensitive data. Public cloud resources owned and operated by a third party cloud service providers delivered over the internet. Example Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, and AWS, which we are going to which we are focusing, AWS, and hybrid cloud, which is a mix of public and private. These are the characteristics of cloud computing. It is on-demand self-services, broad network access, multi-tenancy and resource pooling. A lot many people can use it, um, like side by side. Rapid elasticity and scalability, measured service. Advantages are capex for operational expenses, pay on demand, reduce total cost, benefits from massive economies of scalability obviously, high availability and fault tolerance, and agility. These are types of cloud. Infrastructure as a service. It is a cloud computing service model by means of which computing resources are supplied by a cloud service provider. The vendors in this provides the storage network, services and servers and virtualization. Platform as a service is a complete cloud environment that includes everything developers need to build, run and manage applications, from servers and operating systems to all the networking, storage, middleware, tools and more. Software as a service, it is a model in which the software is centrally hosted and accessed by the user via web browser using the internet. Like in this, everything is managed by AWS. This is very important. Pricing of the cloud. So these are the pricing methods of our cloud. Compute, pay for the compute time. Like if you're using it for few minutes, you'll be paying accordingly. If you're using for hours, you'll be paying according to the hours. So you don't need to extra pay in this. Storage, pay for data stored in the cloud. The particular amount of data which you are storing, you have to pay according to that. Data transfer out of the cloud. If you're taking out the data outside the cloud, you have to pay. But if the data transfer if there is transferring data inside, so that is free. You can transfer the data inside for free. Solve the expensive issue of traditional IT. Like I've shown you the traditional way also of deploying the website. So it resolves all the issues which the traditional IT had. Now, these are AWS regions and availability zones. Amazon Cloud Computing resources are hosted in multiple locations worldwide. These locations are composed of AWS regions, availability zones, and local zones. Each AWS region is a separate geographic area. These are which you can see it has a global reach, and you can see North California, Oregon, Ohio, they all are regions, and within the regions there are availability zones like US West 1A, US First 1B, data centers like US West 1C. So each AWS region has multiple isolated locations known as availability zone. Each AWS region is designed to be isolated from the other AWS regions. This design achieves the greatest possible fault tolerance and stability. Now, supposedly, a particular region will have three availability zones. Why? Because to make it more fault tolerance and make it more stable. When one availability zone is not present, then they can use the other one, and likewise they can reduce the amount of like time which is getting wasted. So in this you don't need to like worry that one AZ is not working, so you can move to another AZ within seconds, and likewise you can get the um, minimum consumption of time. Now these are the regions, like minimum three regions have availability zones, and they have data centers. Like this I got from the page of AWS. So see, this is what I've got. These are the region name, like US West 1, US West 2, Africa, Cape Town, AP, Asia Pacific. So these are few examples of regions. Now this is a shared responsibility model. This is very important for the certifications if you want to get. So shared responsibility model, as in what is the responsibility of a customer and what is the responsibility of a AWS. We're going to discuss it in the later part of the videos also. But here I can say that AWS is responsible for all the global infrastructure like storage, database, networking, regions, availability zones, edge locations. AWS is responsible for that, whereas customers are responsible for all the things which are they are using, like their platforms, applications, identity and access management, the security, the password, operating system, network and firewall configuration, client side data encryption and data integrity, like security and everything. They are responsible for that, whether they want to share the password of IAM or not. I'm going to discuss IAM and root account and everything in the next section. So this is it for this section. Thank you so much for listening.